to us right now and you're like, hey, that's the reason I want to read that article. I think Jane and I would like to talk to you. Like, what are you doing in your life that you think you might need this news tip?
A couple of tips if you go to prison real quick.
Yeah.
Memorize phone numbers. Nobody knows their phone numbers. I'll have them mailed to you. Also, keep your mouth shut and don't ask any questions because, you and I, you'd be like, what did I do? What did I do? No, they think you could be a rat. So just keep your mouth shut and observe. Those are my 2 tips right now.
Interesting. All right, put a lid on it and go old school and memorize phone numbers. I like it.
Yep.
Thank you, Jane. We'll talk to you again next week.
Take care.
Hey, see you later. That's CNBC's Jane Wells. On social media at Jane Wells and follow that story right there, janewells.bulletin.com. And it is a great story, but it kind of makes sense. I mean, if you're somebody that has had it all and you did some white collar stuff and people are worried that you could bilk their business or bilk them out of money, they're like, But the guy who knocked off the 7-Eleven, they're like, well, he could have realized what he's done and he's paid the price for it, and now we'll take a chance on him. It's fascinating. All right, we'll come back. We're going to talk with Jim Ryan. The Governor's Highway Safety Association has released its annual study on speed-related traffic fatalities. You might be able to guess which group of drivers accounts for the largest proportion of those deaths than any other, but there are a couple of little factoids that were in this report that I thought were interesting, considering weren't there fewer of us on the roads last year, but that didn't seem to matter when it comes to the numbers of poor driving. So that's coming up with Jim in just a second. Right now, Nick's checking out the 210 in Rancho Cucamonga.
Westbound side going to be a rough ride for you. Nothing in lanes, but still going for you first thing this morning. In fact, updating the map and seeing below some before the 15. Heading westbound the 210 from as far back as Sierra. That'll be a rough ride for you as you make those toward mountain. If you get a better relief on the header again for your 210 westbound out of Glendora out to 57 as you make way through Iredale towards the 605. Westbound 10 is an alternate to the 210 westbound. Not looking any better for you getting out of the Bloomington area. Heavy stretches of slowing for you from before Cedar. That doesn't mean the case of the pull on the cross area and then beyond the 57. You'll see delays again out of West Covina as you drive in far from before you to Adams. As you make way toward the 605 and the 60 westbound, you guys that get in on the action as well to Ontario. Off the 15 passes your right ahead in the Diamond Bars. Then delays for the westbound. Hockey and Hiking Industry leaving Hockey in the Boulevard. You'll see stretches of slowing through South El Monte and South San Gabriel all the way towards the 710. Even go sluggish beyond that. Two Boyle Heights to the 5. KFI in the Sky helps get there faster. I'm Nick Polly-O'Keefe.
This report is sponsored by Catalina Island Company. In need of a vacation? Your Catalina Island experience awaits. And now for a limited time, stay 3 nights for the price of 2 at any Catalina Island Company property. Book your next vacation at visitcatalinaisland.com. That's visitcatalinaisland.com.
This is Clay Travis. Here's what's trending from the iHeart Sports Network.
Presented by the NHL on TNT.
The Dodgers picked up their first win in the NLCS, rallying past the Braves in Game 3. Cody Bellinger spoke on his 3-run homer that sparked the comeback.
It's loud, you don't really hear anything, and you don't really see anything. Round and second, saw the boys in the dugout, giving me the celebration, so I had to do it back.
And Russell Westbrook struggled in his Lakers debut as they dropped their opener to the Warriors. The LA native scored 8 on 4 of 13 shooting. I'm Missy Jordan.
The NHL is on TNT. Tonight, starting at 4 Pacific, the Boston Bruins take on the Philadelphia Flyers, followed by the St. Louis Blues versus the Vegas Golden Knights. Watch NHL on TNT every Wednesday and follow Bleacher Report Open Ice for more action.
Live free. Go solar American style with Semper Solaris. Semper Solaris is your local veteran-owned solar and battery storage contractor. Add Tesla Powerwall and be ready for blackouts. We get the job done with esprit de corps and honor. Semper offers new AC systems with a lifetime warranty and new roofs with a 50-year warranty. We hire vets and give back to the community with our Semper Cares initiative. Go solar and declare your independence. No down, interest, or payments till 2023. Get the federal 26% solar and battery tax credit. $500 downloadable coupon. $500 off for military, first responders, and healthcare workers. Call 877-211-5591. That's 877 877-211-5591 or visit sempersolaris.com. 26% federal tax credit based on eligibility. Consult your tax advisor. Cannot be combined with any other offers. Some restrictions apply. New customers only. Call or see website for details. Expires 10/31/2021. CSW number 978-152.
If you own a business and manage to keep 5 or more people on the payroll through the pandemic, there's a new government program that will pay you tens of thousands of dollars per employee. And this is not a loan. This is a grant. The challenge is getting your hands on this money. This is a bureaucracy. InnovationRefunds.com cuts through the red tape, helps you get the cash. They do all of the legwork. They don't charge a penny until you receive the money. And what they do is simply share a percentage of the money they get for you. They got my business a 6-figure refund. Now, their average client gets $250,000. That's impressive. Go to innovationrefunds.com, click on the Qualify Me button, answer a few questions. Innovationrefunds.com. It's no risk, and it certainly is high reward. Innovationrefunds.com. They help me. I'm sure they can help you. Innovationrefunds.com.
I was in the middle of the Atlantic Ocean when it happened. There was a sudden jolt, and a submarine crashed on the seafloor. We were in total darkness.
That's Dr. Dizana Figueroa, a marine biologist and STEM teacher, talking about a deep sea dive she'll never forget.
It's funny, when I was a kid, I was afraid of the ocean, and there I was, 2 miles below the surface. But as a scientist, you prepare for that. Using our training and a little creativity, we fixed the sub and finished our experiment. The dive was just too important. Every dive gives us glimpses I think few people ever get to see. Glowing creatures, fiery undersea volcanoes. When we got back to the surface, I kissed the ground and called my mom, of course. But you know what? I wouldn't trade that dive for anything.
Dr. Figueroa uses her passion for STEM to discover new things and make the world a better place. She can STEM, so can you. Check out She Can STEM for more stories and inspiration. A message from the Ad Council. 1-877 cards for kids. KARS cards for kids.
Donate your car today with 1-877 Cars for Kids. We're a recognized 501c3 charity organization, so you'll receive a maximum tax deduction. What's more, you'll receive a vacation voucher of 3 days and 2 nights. Also on the web at carsforkids.com.
1-877 Cars for Kids. Donate your car today.
Now accepting donations of land, homes, buildings, or any kind of real estate.
Tired of managing multiple vendors to protect your business? With a complete range of commercial fire and security solutions, Bay Alarm can protect it all with just one call. Go to bayalarm.com to get protected today.
ACO 28 CCL 880138.
Here's what you need to know about the Pfizer COVID-19 booster. Not everyone needs one. Those who should receive a booster are 65 and older, long-term care residents, and those 50 to 64 with underlying medical conditions. Consider a booster if you're 18 to 49 with underlying medical conditions, or 18 to 64 with a high risk of COVID exposure at work. Only get a booster if it's been at least 6 months since you received your second dose of Pfizer. Find a booster near you at myturn.ca.gov. Brought to you by the California Department of Public Health.
Portions of the following program will be recorded.
Hey, it's Neil Saavedra with baking quick breads. Preheat the oven for 15 minutes, and then, after mixing, get the batter into prepared baking pans and into the oven quickly. The baking powder and baking soda start to work as soon as they get wet, so this is going to help ensure a good rise to the bread.
The Pork Report with Neil Saavedra
On KFI AM 640.
More stimulating talk.
KFI AM 640 live everywhere on the iHeartRadio app. On this Wednesday, I'm Jennifer Jones-Lee, and some of the stories we're watching in the KFI 24-hour newsroom. LA City Councilman Mark Ridley Thomas is scheduled to be arraigned this afternoon in federal court. The councilman was indicted last week on 20 corruption charges. The city council is also scheduled to vote this morning on whether to suspend Ridley Thomas. If he is suspended, City Controller Ron Galperin says he'll stop paying Ridley Thomas's salary. And the Dodgers are back in the winner's circle with that come-from-behind win in Game 3 of the National League Championship Series. They beat the Braves 6-5 yesterday. Right now, let's say good morning to ABC's Jim Ryan. Talk a little bit about the Governor's Highway Safety Association releasing its annual study. And Jim, I think when it comes to speed-related traffic fatalities, when I read which age group, I guess, is the most impacted by this. I thought it's so sad, but I was not surprised by it.
Yeah, I think you're right. This is National Teen Driver Safety Week, and so the NHTSA and the Governor's Highway Traffic Safety Association have put out some studies about that. I think a lot of people were expecting that the traffic fatality rates would drop during the pandemic. Well, that just didn't happen. People seemed to get out there on the roads again and decide that since there was no traffic, they could go ahead and put the hammer down, and that's what a lot of people did. The result? Traffic fatalities in 2020 grew by more than 7%, even though there was a 13% reduction in the number of miles traveled by everybody in the country. So 2020 was the deadliest year on highways since 2017. But you're right, youngest drivers from 16 to 19 years of age were the highest group, or the highest percentage of the population involved in speeding-related crashes, 43%, according to the GHSA. So, yeah, it's a problem, and I think a lot of parents are concerned about that.
On this Teen Drivers Week, is it that parents should be stressing to their kids, hey, you're inexperienced, you haven't been behind the wheel all that long, or put your phone down, don't get your friends in the car with you? Is it distracted driving that seems to be the issue, or the inexperience and maybe lack of maturity?
Well, probably the latter when you talk about speeding. If speeding is the cause of a lot of these accidents, or the result of the fatalities, that result in these fatalities, then I would think that it would be the inexperience of these drivers, the youth of them, and the tendency to take things very carelessly, almost in a cavalier way, and so they tend to speed at a higher rate than most of the other folks in the population. But certainly distracted driving, while a separate problem, it's also an issue that can contribute to something like this. So if you're speeding and you're engaged in something with your phone, then you're doubling your chances of getting into a crash.
I know that I remember being a teenager and driving and being so excited, and I was a bit of a dingbat back in the day, and I think I crashed my first 2 cars like within the first year or something like that, to the point that my dad would refer to me as Crash. But it was, I know, but it wasn't that I was necessarily speeding or doing anything stupid. I was just so excited to be in the car.
Yeah.
I was like squirrel. The slightest little thing would take my eyes off the road. Like, oh my God, look at over there. Or, oh, I'm going down this place. I mean, it was just kind of naivete or excitement. And I think that all factors in. You're excited about being in the car. Your adrenaline's going. You're showing off to your friends. It's kind of a compilation of all of that.
Yeah, I think you're right. I think I went the opposite direction. I was so nervous about keeping my hands on the wheel. I was a 68 Camaro convertible with the stick shift, and I'm just trying to keep this thing on the road. And so I think I went the opposite direction. Was probably too cautious, maybe tried too slow.
Well, that's okay. Then maybe you and I should have melded a little bit.
There we go.
Okay, but my final question to you is, do you still have the car?
No.
Oh,
it's the one that got away.
Oh, shoot. All right. Well, Jim, thank you so much for this information. And, it's just one thing for parents to put in the back of their heads that, drop that little bubble this week on your kids and just, casually bring it into conversation, because gosh knows we've all been there.
Exactly. Keep the phone down and keep your foot out of the carburetor.
Exactly. Thank you, Jim. See you later.
All right. Bye.
Bye. This is KFI and KOSTHD to Los Angeles. Let's go ahead and say good morning to Jeff Ball, looking at the 101.
Boy, you bet. Boy, that's real good advice you got there from Jim. Put the phone away and drive the car and keep the radio dial where it is. We'll take care of you. Everything's going pretty good here. We're off to a fairly good start here. Eastbound 101 coming right across San Fernando Valley, coming out of Calabasas. All is well. Stays that way to the 134. No problems there. South 405, the usual stuff. Matter of fact, most of our freeways right now is just kind of slow morning drives. We're just starting out the East LA interchange right now. The North 5 getting a little slow approaching the interchange, but I think we're off to a pretty good start. Don't go away. Injured in an accident, visit superlawyer.com. Jeff Bond, AFI in the sky.
Interest rates have not yet been affected by inflation, which means they're really, really low. At the same time, property values have exploded, which means you probably have a ton of equity in your home, which is doing nothing, not earning dime one. So why don't you take the money, the equity in your home, and then translate that into whatever you want, vacation, tuition, etc., or more, I think, in a smarter investment strategy, you put it where it earns some money. That's certainly what I'm doing. It just makes so much sense. And I'm going to suggest HMS Capital is the company to call, as I did twice, 2 mortgages, looking at another one now. And it's just, I truly believe that's the way to go. Razor sharp interest rates. They're confident they can earn your business. No appraisal, no application fees of any kind. Call 833-255-5698, 833-255-5698, hmscapital.com.
HMS Capital Funding is a DBA funding and finance payment ID number 2427. HMS Capital advised by the Department of Finance and Protection and Innovation under the California Residential Mortgage Lending Act. License number 4130360. Equal housing lender.
This is your moment. The first of many moments as a new father to come that really do matter. Moments you'll never forget and moments you can never get back. This is your moment to put in the work where it really counts. At home with your newborn. Paid family leave can provide new fathers up to 8 weeks of partial wage replacement to bond with your new baby. This is your moment. Take it. To learn more, visit CaliforniaPaidFamilyLeave.com. Moments matter.
Socal weather from KFI, mostly sunny today with highs mid-60s at the beaches, right around 70 for Metro LA and OC, upper 70s for the valleys and the IE. We lead local. Live from the KFI 24-hour newsroom, I'm Jennifer Jones-Lee. This has been your wake-up call. Handle on the News starts now.
Handle on the news.
Handle on the news.
And now, here's Bill Handel.
Climbing is everything. Good morning, everybody. Bill Handel here on a Wednesday morning, October the 2nd. The 2nd? It's October the 2nd. October the 2nd? Yeah, it's like the...
20, that's what you're doing with 20, okay.
Yeah, it's like, the 2nd, the 4th, the 5th.
Yes, but then we
The 20, the 20, not the 2nd, you're right.
We have a way of saying it already.
Yeah, I know.
That follows the convention.
Yeah, it's
called
like
20th.
Yeah, it's like the
You
one.
take the number and you put.
No, I understand, but it's like the once.
But the once isn't a thing.
It should be.
Well, that is a different discussion.
Fair enough.
You may be right.
Good morning, Wayne.
Good morning.
Jennifer, good morning.
Wow, a heck of a way to start the show. Love it.
It didn't even rip into anybody this morning. Notice?
No, it's lovely.
I'll start.
You feeling okay?
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, I love it. You want the credit for not ripping into people.
And then I'm
while reserving the right to rip into people.
Right. And Alex, good morning.
Morning.
And there's Tyler. Good morning.
Hey, good morning, Bill.
We were talking about cryptocurrency this morning, Tyler and I, and we, Tyler and me. And we did me or I think it's me.
Tyler and I.
Yeah, I don't think it's Tyler and I. I think it's Tyler and me. No, Tyler and I were talking. Yeah, it is.
Because you would say,
Yeah. It's like, in my old age, since I got out of high school, I had a grammar teacher, Mr. Matheson at Birmingham High, who was notorious. And I took a grammar course. He had a full year, a semester of just grammar. And I'll never forget walking into his classroom, and he had written on the board his name, Mr. Matheson, and Grandma, our first love. And boy, did we rip in the ground. He was amazing. He died in a car crash, unfortunately. And he never raised his voice, but nobody, and I mean nobody, talked in his classroom. He just would look at you. He had complete, total control of his classroom. An extraordinary teacher. Extraordinary. Anyway, so much for that. And I think, I don't know, there was a drunk driver involved. I don't know if it was a passenger in the car where the driver was drunk, or the other car, the driver was drunk, or he was drunk and driving. I have no idea. Okay, enough of that. Fair enough. An anecdote or two as we start the show. Let's do it. Handle on the news. Jennifer Jones-Lee, Wayne Resnick, and me. Lead story. Dodgers did it. Woo! They did it in Game 3. It's now 2-1 against the Braves. And Wayne, I mean, are they? Can you imagine if they come back?
This has been
again.
Their pattern. This is again. I keep reiterating it.
ad nauseum, but they did this against the Braves last time. Came from behind. They have a history of coming from behind. They also have a history in the postseason of winning do-or-die games.
Yeah, the comeback kids.
So I would say, honestly, what's happening right now is kind of fitting a pattern. Jen, you're a big Dodgers fan. Do you agree with that?
Absolutely. In fact, Scott's a Braves fan, and so last night he called me after the game, and he goes, "Here we go again." Even the Braves fans know this is what the Dodgers do. They were kind of planning on it.
You know what? Let's do sports talk this entire hour. 800-520-1534. What do you think of the Dodgers?
Just because
What
you're
do
all
we
into
think? We think
football
there's a
now.
really excellent chance they're going to the World Series. I think that's what we...
No, I don't think there's an excellent chance because they have to sweep, but...
Well, I don't know the difference in field advantage in this matchup because this is going to end back in Atlanta. So I just don't know the degree of handicap the Dodgers face away from home.
Yeah.
Although, based on their history, it shouldn't be an issue.
I have always felt bad for the teams who win championships, the World Series, the Super Bowl, etc. In the other teams' stadium. It's crickets.
Yeah.
It's just crickets. Versus, the entire town exploding, where not only you can hear the stadium, but the city is in an uproar, other than just crickets.
But there was something really sweet about the Dodgers winning over the Giants at the Giants.
Yeah, a lot of bird
That was
flipping.
good.
See, that's more of a fan thing.
Yeah.
Maybe than a player thing. The fans are like, ha-ha, suckers, we took you out on your home turf. I also am positive any player would say, I would prefer to win away.
Seriously.
Than not win.
Oh, yeah, of course. Than
Yeah,
not
of
win,
course,
but,
yeah.
you've
So
heard players...
I don't think they're bummed. When they win
Oh, of course they are.
the championship,
But-
a World Series
but the
away, I don't think any of them
No,
feel
I'm not-
any like,
No. But it is so much more special to win at home
Yes.
because your crowd is there, and I've seen interviews with ball players saying when they were playing in an empty stadium, it is not the same.
Oh, yeah.
Playing football, it's like a pickup game.
Right. Where right, like you're in the park and nobody's really paying attention at that point. One last thing, Jen, just be ready. Keep your ringer on because I did hear a rumor Dave Roberts is going to call you later to come out and start in place of Urias.
Oh, really?
Hey,
You're right?
it's
Okay. All right.
It's
I got my-
Dave Roberts, what he's been doing with the pitching.
Exactly. I got my white glasses ready. I'm ready. All right. Governor Newsom has expanded the drought emergency proclamation, and now it does include all Socal counties, so this is statewide now. People are being asked to conserve even more water because they're afraid that we're going to see a third dry year. That looks like what we're getting ready for. In fact, this was Dave Pattyjohn from LADWP. He told KCLA they're actually expecting that.
In 2022, though, if the rainy season is dry, we're going to have to step up a lot more conservation efforts and enforcement efforts.
I heard that enforcement efforts and went,
Well, I'll tell you exactly what it is coming up at 7 o'clock. I'm doing an entire segment on this.
Okay.
And we're going to do a
Hey,
deep dive.
2005.
This is a quickie. A plane crashed at one of those more private airports, the Houston Executive Airport, which is outside of Houston. Everybody on board got out of there.
Yeah. Did you see the video or photos of the plane?
It was on a fence.
The fuselage is gone. It has burnt to a crisp. The only thing that's left, and I don't know if the cockpit has survived the flames, but the only thing that I saw survived is the tail section.
It's the franchise,
Because it was the two engines in the back of the plane. So it was no youngster in the world. Everybody got out, which is a miracle.
All right, Pfizer's COVID-19 vaccine.